At the end of the day, you just kind of have to let other people be who they are. Like, for instance, Treya, she'll never do anything other than be Treya, which means maybe watch your back or your cornhole, maybe. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xaereth Prevails. You've got to hand it to Traya, folks. She is absolutely killing Lord Vader all the time, every time that she can, with her new Omicron, and it looks pretty good. It looks very, very promising. And so I want to show you guys a little bit of footage of her killing Lord Vader, which, I kind of was talking about in a video a couple days ago about trying to figure out if I should derail my own alternate account and stop my Jabba farm for a little bit just to get the Traya squad up and running. And honestly, it seems like probably the answer is yes for almost everyone if you want to play in GAC. The problem is we're not sure if this is all the way what the intent of the Omicron is. There's a little bit of questionable stuff. Like, this may be bugged, it may be outside of what their intent is, and I don't want to tell people to get an Omicron before we know that there's going to, what if it's bugged? If it's bugged, then we're dealing with like false information, and we don't want to make a decision based off of that. So I'll show you guys the video footage, and I'll show you the stuff that might be a little questionable, but one way or another, it's a very cool team, folks. And then I'm also going to show you guys a counter that I used to take out a Traya squad as well. So just remember, if you want to support this channel for free, if you like that fresh daily content, folks, remember to hit that thumbs up button, or leave a comment. Do both of them if you're super awesome, and otherwise, hit that sub button if you haven't yet, and go get your wife's phone and hit the sub button on there as well. Help us mount the algorithm. Yeah, don't do that, guys. You might get your eyeballs clawed out, or you might get 3 lightsabers smashed into the middle of your face. That, just like Traya would do. Now, here it is. Here's the footage. This is a squad from my buddy Ando. He's in Kyber 2, I think, because he hasn't been playing GAC much, but he wanted to try this squad out. So he put the Omicron on Traya, and he's just gonna jump in against this. It's Kyber 2, and there's no shade on Kyber 2. The thing is, it's not like the most cutting edge, crazy competition out there, right? Like, sometimes it is, and sometimes it's like where people with big accounts just kind of wander their way haplessly into competition with smaller accounts. Like, that's just kind of how it works in Kyber 2. And so this isn't like the optimized build. Like, a lot of times I'll show you guys the very top builds, and I just don't have that, frankly. I don't have those available, but I think we can draw a few different good conclusions here. So note how we have all of this bonus protection on all the different characters. The reason for that, and we're trying something new here, folks, let's see if it works, as you can see the little overlay there. Every time they get a debuff, then they get bonus protection stacking until the start of their next turn. And so against Lord Vader, they're almost custom built to resist damage from Lord Vader. It's because he starts the turn and he gives everyone those 2 damage over times, and then when he does his AoE, he gives another 6 or something like that. And so and this is bonus protection, which is different from protection up. Protection up is the buff that happens that you can dispel. Bonus protection is like nests protection. Like, it just isn't dispellable until you take a turn. And so that it's a very, very high survivability rate against Lord Vader at the very least. And you're doing a lot of damage. Oh, hold on, what just happened? Alright, sorry about that. I'm trying to get too clever here, guys. I'm clicking too many things on the screen. I'm getting better at this slowly, but one way or another. I mean, so Ando clearly is facing someone with a little bit of dodge on them, and it's kind of irritating to see that, frankly, but It's fine. This is fine. And I mean, Lord Vader, you guys saw just a minute ago, I hope. Like, they landed like a 500k damage hit with Traya's basic because she ramps damage so well. So, I mean, and Ando, talking to him, he was just like, yeah, man, I just, like, mashed buttons. He was like, I didn't know what I was doing. Alright, this next footage here, folks, is by someone named Kadar the Poet. Go check it out. So in the video description, I'm linking both of the videos that I am kind of stealing or whatever. You know, I'm allowed to do this. I'm allowed to review things, video footage, if I want to. But I need to attribute them. And so, you know, I'm linking them in the video description as well. Go check them out, Ando and this Kadar the Poet guy. And this is another, I mean, this is Relic 5 on Royal Guard. I mean, that's... I feel like if there's one thing I want to communicate to people at some point, I just need to tell people, like, Royal Guards at Relic 5 are just not enough. Like, you really, really want your Royal Guard to be like 7 or 8. Even like, if you have Lord Vader at all, you should be getting your Royal Guard up to like Relic 8, in my opinion. If you can, at least at the minimum Relic 7. So, anyways, that's neither here nor there for this fight. And the fight, I mean, you could just see Traya's just taking people out. Sith Marauder, man, all the videos that I saw, you guys aren't seeing even a fraction of the videos that I've seen. I just can't show you all of them at once. All of the videos that I've seen, though, have shown Sith Marauder gets some crazy boost. It's very, very interesting. So, anyways, you can see the reason they do so much damage is they're ramping damage every time. Every Sith is gaining, you know, a bunch of offense, stacking up to a max of 100% here. And that's every time damage is dispelled, or sorry, debuffs are dispelled by Traya's unique. And so all the Sith are gaining up to 100% turn meter, or offense every single time. The problem is, it's not really defined if there's a maximum amount of offense. It's like, okay, we all just gained 100% max offense. And then the next instance of them being dispelled is they're again gaining another potentially 100% stack of offense. And so they can just keep going and keep building up their stacks of offense indefinitely. And the question is CG actually going to allow that to continue to happen? I mean, you can just ramp indefinitely. I think that there's actually a built-in thing that says 500%, and they stop. That's not in the text here at all. But one way or another, it's potentially problematic, just in the sense that we don't know if CG is going to continue to let it stand. So I'm going to show you guys, this is what I did against a Traya squad, Traya lead with Malak. And, you know, these are all, like, Relic 5 characters. They're decent. And so what I'm doing, I'm shooting Nihilus here because I don't want him to gain turn meter from me shooting Scion or Traya. And then I just immediately kill Traya. The reason you take Traya out first is because even though her leadership persists, the leadership isn't as dangerous by any amount as her unique is, because that's where her Omicron is, and that's where her, like, all the buff, dispel, and everything happen to be, and all the different ramping that we've been talking about and showing. That's how it all, like, you know, that's where it goes. Oh, this isn't Kadar, though. This is me. This is my footage. Step aside, Kadar. Now, you can see, you know, then we're able to just eliminate Nihilus because they weren't able to ramp damage. And so I really don't think we're going to see the Traya squad in the lead that much, frankly. I think that we're going to see her, like, with Sith Eternal or with Darth Revan or Malgus, you know. I don't think we're going to see her that much. Like, in Territory Wars, still, sure, we'll put her with Starkiller, but otherwise, in GAC, probably she's going to be playing second fiddle. Like, her unique just is kind of a leadership unto itself, and so, like, you don't necessarily need her leadership to work. And you can see, like, this is a pretty cheap counter, actually, folks. If you can spare bounty hunters, which, I mean, obviously I could in this case, Like, this team just goes away, and we're not even really taking that much damage, despite all of the assists that we're calling. We have a pretty high level of regeneration with this team, and eventually we can just take him out, and I think we got a pretty good banner score here. In fact, yeah, 63. So, you know, just an idea for you guys who are struggling or afraid of the Traya team across from you. You might try Bounty Hunters. I'm not saying it works on every version of it, but, I mean, as long as you're fast enough, which, you know, if you don't know how to ramp, if you don't know how to get your speed all clocked and everything, go watch my Bounty Hunters Faction Essentials video. It's worth a watch, in my opinion. That being said, folks, yeah, I don't know if I think this is legit. I just don't want people to go out there, go forth and apply this Omicron, and then CG comes by and they're like, hey, a-holes, we're nerfing this. We never intended Traya to be able to do 500,000 damage on our basic. We never wanted that. It's because, for obvious reasons, right? And so, this seems really good, and it's insane. Like, some of the stuff that Traya is doing, like, it kills Lord Vader. It kills a ton of other teams that are debuff heavy as well. Be careful of Malgus. Sometimes you just don't get a turn. This seems really good, though, guys. And, I mean, Lord Vader's probably just going to be on offense for a long time until we figure out a comp that's going to have him be able to block Traya. I should also point out, though, folks, that this isn't a 100% counter anyways. Even as it currently stands, with Maul being able to increase cooldowns, and if the Lord Vader team is pretty well clocked and your Traya team is a little less, like, it's going to be an uphill battle for you to even take a turn at all. I've seen some footage of, like, the Traya and Nihilist teams just, like, doing basics the whole time and not actually killing anything. Like, I saw one where they didn't get a turn until finally Traya gets one turn and just one shots for 1,000,000 damage a high-level Royal Guard. So, yeah. Anyways, folks, I'm going to let you go. Let me know what your thoughts are. Like, are you going to apply the Omicron? I mean, I think if it stays this way, you absolutely should. This is going to be a foundational Omicron. This is S tier immediately as of right now. If CG decides to nerf it, I guess we'll see, you know, what's their intent. So, one way or another, folks, like I said, I'm going to let you go. Thank you all so much for watching. And remember that in all things, Xerath prevails.